Hello everyone, ShadowRock here with a quick little guide on Mighty Gunvolt Burst. This time I'm going to be talking about a bit about how you can make this game super easy for yourself early on even. So what I like to do, and I've been playing this game a bunch obviously for the channel, and I picked up a few things that will be useful for you guys, especially as the 3DS version comes out this week on Friday. And you guys could definitely use this. Obviously the Switch version has been out for a while. But anyways, the tip is basically, obviously the first stage you start out with is the city. And what you're going to want to do is once you complete the stage, you can take the CP up 300, the damage reduction option module, and the sticker. Don't even worry about the sticker right now. The main thing we're going to be focusing on is these two right here. So when you first complete the level, I would actually take the CP plus 300. But what I want you to do is complete the level a second time and then grab the damage reduction. And that right there is the key to making this game super easy. Because now you have 300 more CP under your belt, and right off the bat, before you even get to the mighty numbers, now you have the ability to take half damage from enemies. And that is going to help you so much against the bosses. Like, trust me, it really does help a lot. So where will we go from here? Well, what I like to do is actually go to the radio tower next. Because one of the items you can get right off the bat, it's like the first secret you find in the level, is the aerial action option. For Beck, you have the air dash, which helps a lot, and Gunvolt has the double dash, or Gunvolt has the double jump. So definitely take that, and that's going to help you a lot with maneuverability and everything else like that, getting through giant gaps and everything. But anyway, when you beat the level, again, go ahead and take the time to beat the level 2 times, and take the 300 CP and the element, and then once you get the element you can obviously go on the boss order, so it would be Pyro and so on and so forth. So that's a very good tip for how you might want to start out the game. Obviously you're going to want to try to clear out all these items here. This bottom row here is items found in the stage, and the top row here is for items that you get after clearing the stage. So if you take anything from this video, if you want to get the most out of this game, you're going to want to beat each stage at least 2 times to grab both the CP and the module, and then do your best to find all these secret items as well. Main thing that's going to help you with that is actually the dowsing ability right here. It's like in the very beginning of the stage. I think you keep going until you get up a ladder, and then you'll see some wooden boxes behind some enemies. You want to shoot those open, and then there's a dowsing ability. Equip that, and on the Switch version at least, the controller will rumble to let you know that there's an item nearby. But I do not believe the 3DS version has that option, unfortunately. So you guys are kind of on your own on that department. Thankfully, I do have a guide up right now that shows you the locations of all the rare items and the food items too. So you can get yourself healed up in the middle of battle, or just save it for those S-rank runs, cash them in for points. So I'll have that video in the description below if you guys want to check that out. But anyway, that's pretty much the tip there, but I'm going to go ahead and go through each stage and tell you guys some modules that you want to keep an eye out for and make yourself even more powerful. So in the city, nothing really, just the dowsing, and the damage reduction is very important. I'll also tell you, by the time I finished the radio tower the first time through and got the CP 300, right off the bat, right there, you already have the ability, enough CP to basically take quarter damage. So you're already super OP before you even really get truly started with the game. It's quite ridiculous. But nothing too important to city besides damage reduction and dowsing. And then, let's see here, I don't use charge shot that much, unfortunately. I mean, I love my charge shots, but it's not that useful in this game compared to some other things you can do. We have shield. Shield could be useful, but that's up to you. Obviously these are all very neat to play around with, but I'm just going to tell you the ones that you definitely want to look out for. I would definitely recommend picking up the 5 bullets option for this stage, the power plant. So that will allow you to have more bullets on screen at once, so more damage per second. That's basically what we're going for here. In the mine, you're going to want to look for... piercing is pretty good. You can pierce terrain or enemies. It's kind of expensive, but once you get your CP up, it will be pretty useful. Homing is pretty good, but also very expensive. In my runs, I haven't really used it that much, but you might get some use out of it. It's all up to you. Again, arrow action is very important if you want to have some more maneuverability options. Other than that, wave might be useful to picking up some, like that one item that's in the ice cubes in Cryosphere stage. So that might be helpful there. This is also really important. In the highway stage, pick up the attack power option, because once you start to get your CP up, again, like I said, try beating each stage 2 times, so by the time you're done with the mighty numbers, you're going to have a lot of CP to play around with. You get the attack power, so you can start to increase your bullet attack power by like 1.5, 2 times, 3 times. By the time you get up to 3 times, you're going to be so insane. You're going to defeat bosses in like 5 seconds. I'm not even joking. Fast is also pretty good, so again, you get more damage per second. Those bullets will really be flying across. As for the Capitol building, you're going to want... Reflect is pretty good, because it helps out against bosses that are usually quite out of the way, kind of like this guy here, Counter Shade. And not to mention Avi, Aviator from the Radio Tower stage. Dino Fire can be useful as well, but I don't use it that often. And then we get to the end stages, so if you guys want to avoid spoilers, I would say look away right now, because that's pretty much the main thing you need to know, to be honest. But we'll look at some things here too. Item effectiveness, not that useful. I mean, if you want to. But yeah, I wouldn't say anything here actually is very useful at all. Auto consumption, so basically what that does is, if you have food items in your stock and you get low on health, Beck or Gunvolt will automatically eat the food without you telling them to. You know, about going to the menu and all that, so yeah, I guess so. Knockback resistance is actually pretty good. It's basically super armor. If you remember, if you ever played Mega Man Battle Network, which a lot of people on this channel have played Battle Network, so you might remember it. Super armor is basically, when you get hit, you don't get sent back like a few feet, you just stay where you are, essentially. So that can be pretty useful. Dystopia, you definitely want the toughest nails. It's not too important, but what this does is it makes it so the invincibility frames that you have after you take a hit is increased. So you get hit and then you're invincible for like 2 seconds. It's pretty awesome. Stationary firing, that's actually a debuff. And I believe that's a debuff as well, so you don't want to use that unless you're going for those high score runs, because you do get different score bonuses for that. But that's pretty much it for this little guide talking about how you can make this game super easy for yourself and get the most CP and get the most out of this game in a nutshell. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little guide, and it's been me, ShadowRock. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, rock on.